Hello, Tumblr followers, YouTube people. I was gonna say subscribers. I don't even have a channel, and I'm somehow gonna upload this. Okay, so this is my guide and my journey of ear stretching. So I got my ears pierced February, I want to say. I know I put my 14 gauges in. So let's just start at piercings. So I got my ears pierced professionally at a piercing store, and it cost like $70, but I got aftercare kit and everything. I did it all safe and stuff. And piercings, to be honest, the lobe hurt. It did not hurt. I sat there. Is it done? Yep. Okay. Next year. Okay. Yep. So that, if you think, oh, I got my ears pierced, I can stretch without pain. Stretching is much more pain, to be honest. People say, because I've looked it up a lot, people say, oh, if it hurts, you're doing it wrong. I probably am doing it wrong. I do not wait long enough, and I don't really care, but I'm starting to care because I feel like I'm tearing my ear. So I'm actually probably going to wait a month before I go upstairs. So the first thing you will need to know is what to use to clean your ear and get it ready before stretching. Also what to use to put in, because say you're at a 7/16, you do not want to go up a size without a taper unit unless you have silicone, so you can fold them and put them in your ear and they expand. You do not want to just shove something bigger in. It will probably hurt. It'll probably just be hard to do overall. But in the small sizes, I actually did not use tapers. I used what I have in right now. It's normal, and then on the back it has a twist on thing that I can't seem to get off because I've tried today, because I was gonna try to tape on maybe, so that way my next stretch would be easier. But anyway, so most piercers, I believe, do 16 gauge piercings, which is what I'm hoping mine was, because I did go to a 14 after. I guess there are some places, or depending on who your piercer is, that will do an 18 piercing, which is normally for things I don't know, septum or cartilage, I don't know. So this was my 14. You can't really tell how big that is in the end, but that's you can kind of tell there. And it just has the twist on back, like I said, and I'm going to put that on later because it's all wet. Also, the way I cleaned my old ones is I just kind of threw them in boiled water, and I switched the boiled water a lot, and possibly add Spectrogel, which is what I got that cleaned my original piercing. After that, I skipped 12 because it was so small, and the things I bought were $40, 20 each, which are more expensive than when I got my tapers, which were $9.99 together, actually, which kind of pissed me off because I didn't know if I went a little bit further, I could get so much fucking cheaper things. Okay, but so after 14, I did go to 10. It's still in the water, but the water's cold. And it's really annoying stuff. So this is the 10. Still, you can see barely bigger. I mean, you can tell it is noticeably bigger than a 14. I just dripped water on my laptop. I can't even see the 14. Oh, that's the 14. I can't see the 10. That's good. So 10, 14, there is a difference. You can kind of see it very well if you look close enough. Possibly hard to tell on here. And then I did go to 8, which is also the same as those black things, except, hold on, I tripped my laptop. So it is the same as those, but I actually don't have them because I did lend them to my friend who is now at a 6, but I still haven't gotten my 8s. I should probably get on that. So I went to 8s. I gotta tell you, I waited a month, so I put my 14s in after about the 6 weeks of having my ears pierced. I put my 14s in. Then I waited about a month and put in my 10s. And then after about 2 weeks, I actually lost the backing on one in the streets, and I could not find it. So I put a French fry on my ear because I was out and I couldn't change them. So I had a French fry in the back of my ear. Probably not the cleanest thing to do. And then when I got home, I just put in my 8s. So I waited about 2 weeks. After my 8s, I probably did wait about another 2 weeks, maybe a little longer. I don't quite remember before I went to my 6s. These are actually really hard to see in the water. So these are my 6s, and I actually did use tapers, but they're clear. These O-rings are actually really hard to get off. And these are the O-rings that I put on tapers. There's little rings that squish, and there goes one on the front. You put it on, one on the back. And so tapers were the first ones I put in myself. My friend had put in all my other ones because like I couldn't find the hole. Like I wasn't used to putting something in my ear. So these were kind of painful, and I kind of stopped halfway through. I waited a sec, then I put them fully in. And the only reason I think they hurt was because I'm not used to putting them in myself. I usually just had someone like do it without hurting me. Well, he hurt me, but I mean, this hurt more because I did it myself. So those are my 6s, and then I did something really stupid. Okay, so when I was at my 8s, I had like a lot of money. Not like a lot, but enough for at least 2 pairs. So I wanted to get, since I was at 8, I wanted to go up more than 2 sizes. So I said, okay, I'll buy 4s, so 8 to 4, which will be skipping 6, but it's like a less of a change than if I went 6 to 2. But then I messed up, and I did end up asking for a 6 and a 2, and it was the most painful stretch I've ever done. People are always like, oh, like when I went 2 to 0 it hurt so much. My 2 to 0 was not that bad. So let me show you. So like I said, this was my 6. You can kind of see it. I really wish it wasn't clear. And that's my 2. So major difference. It was almost, I think, almost or more than a 3mm difference. And that's a bigger stretch than a 0 to a 00. I'm not sure if it's bigger than things like 7/16 to 1/2 and whatnot, but I do not recall. And so that is, I really do not recommend it. That was excruciating pain. It took a lot to get them in. And after that, I was just in so much pain. I went out and I played basketball, and it started raining, and I literally just sat down and listened to music for like 2 hours, and it was painful the whole time. Then I went to my cousin's and I tried to like lay, and I'm like, oh, I'm laying on it. It doesn't hurt that much when I lay on it. But my entire ear was swollen, and it was terrible. And I thought like my ear was gonna rip out. Like it was, do not skip a size. Do not skip that big of a size, and do not go up too fast because you regret it. Then I simply bought, I waited 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks. And then I bought the 0s and I bought 00s. So I'm still only at a 0 because, like I said, I decided to go up slower. I think I said that at least. So these are my 0s, and like I said, they're these. And my 0 tapers were my first stylish ones. They weren't freaking clear like my other ones, and these ones were cheap. It was $14.99 for the tapers and the plugs together. So that's the taper. Take off the O-rings. That's the taper. It's probably actually much bigger than my 2 O-rings off. Yeah, there is quite a difference. If you can see, it's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's when you keep going, you kind of get used to it. Every time I stretch, it actually hurts quite a bit. I guess I'm kind of used to it now, though. And like I said, you want to wait a while. I keep getting off track because I was talking about what to clean your ears with. I actually, when I put new ones in, my friend does it with just water. I don't have, there's like ear stretching stuff you can buy, like ear stretching cream and everything. And I was thinking of buying that, but like I really don't care. So I use Spectrogel still. Sometimes I like lube out my taper with Spectrogel. I push it through my ear. Well, actually I lube my ear and my taper up. And yeah, I just kind of like putting things in these. This is a long ass video, first of all. So I will be putting in my 00s. Don't quite know when. I actually just opened the package because I was kind of bored and wanted to see the size. So this is the 00, which I'll be putting in next. And this is a 0. Right, size comparison. Pretty different, but it should be. Oh wow, it is quite different. It should be pretty painless, actually. It's just, I hate wearing tapers because they've fallen out in my sleep twice now. So, and it's always on the worst day. So, my one fell out of my ear. What one was that? It wasn't my 6. Was it my 2? I know my 0 was falling out. No. Yeah, it was my 2. The day I was gonna go up, okay, so I bought my 0s, and I bought my double zeros, and I still have my 2s in, and I kept my 2s in for the night. And usually when I have a taper in, what a lot of people do is they keep the O-ring about there, if you can see where that is. That's where they keep the front one, maybe a bit up. I'd kept mine quite high up, like almost at the edge of the taper, and so it falls out forward, like through my ear backwards in my sleep, because I move a lot in my sleep. And so my 2 had fallen out the night before I was going to go up, and it was my left one, which had always been my worst ear. And so when I tried to go up to a 0, I'm like, no, I can't go up today, because when I put my 2 back in, it actually really hurt, like I was going up a size, and then it like felt like really painful, and I took it out to shower, and it started bleeding and all, and I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, you know what, I'll put in my left one first, because it's the painful one, and then my right one won't hurt as much. So I tried putting my left one in, I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, no, I'm not going through with this. So I actually ended up taking it out, because it wasn't really in, first of all, and I kept my 2 in. And then I put my right taper, I actually did put in, so I was kind of walking around with a 0 and a 2. And then eventually I decided, I'm like, you know what, I don't even care if this is going to hurt like shit, I'm going to just do it. So I did it, and it hurt a lot, not as much as going from a 6 to a 2. Need I remind you, do not skip sizes like that. Like, a lot of people's ears are different, a lot of them are like stretchy. Mine aren't stretchy in my opinion, mine are fucking stiff as shit. And it hurts like hell going up, which is what I say. Wait a while. Keep getting off track. But yeah, so I put that one in, and I actually was reading care tips, because I hated taking them out shower because they would bleed because I don't wait long enough. So I eventually stopped taking them out every day, because when I had my 14s, my 10s, my 8s, I did not take them out like ever until I went up a size. So I cleaned them, or I tried to clean them in the shower, but it was kind of hard. I put Spectrogel in it, kind of just moving it around, put shampoo somehow in it. It doesn't work well, but it's I read a tip where it says don't touch them for a week, like touch them, rinse them in the shower, try to put maybe shampoo in it, but do not take them out for a week. So I didn't actually take them out for a while, my zeros. And then I did end up taking, I didn't even take them out yet. Technically I haven't, because I took the O-rings off the front and back, and I took the end of this off, and then I slid them through like with my tapers, so they stayed on. And these, I could not get them back on for shit, like it took forever. And then, so technically I still haven't really taken these out, and I'm scared that I'm gonna take them out and my ear's gonna be all wrecked and shit, because I had thought I blew out my left ear when I put them in. Like, it felt like, I don't know, I may have, but I know I didn't, because it's fine. There is not a blowout. Fuck, I cannot get an angle. There is no blowout in my ear. It's all beautiful and stretched, and I love it. Someone tried to put a lock through one of these first day of school. Yeah, it didn't work, thank God. And when I have my tapers in, it will not get through either, because this will be blocking it. And if someone knocks these in and puts a lock in, I'm punching them square in the face. So I guess this has been my little guide, if it helps at all. Oh yeah, one more thing, do not lube or clean with rubbing alcohol, because it dries out your ear. And I did not learn that the hard way, thank God. I looked it up enough. If you're stretching your ears, just do a shit ton of research, watch a shit ton of guides, and know that it can be permanent, even though I believe you can just downsize. No matter what size you're at, I think you can probably downsize, in my opinion, depending on how long you kept them in. Like, if you have 1.5 inches in for like 8 years and you never go a day without having something in them, they will not size down, in my opinion. But everyone is different. Basically, the best advice is listen to your body. Tells you to stretch up, go ahead. Tells you you're in pain and to not fucking go up, you listen to that shit, because it is, I learned the hard way, you do not want to do it. Like, it hurts. And I watch shit ton of videos, just I want to size up so quick. Like, I was ready to put these in today. I was ready to tape these up like just now and try to just leave those for a bit. And like, I just hate waiting. Like, my patience is so low. Anyways, it's gonna go over like a YouTube limit. Hopefully it doesn't. So have fun stretching your ears, and I hope this helped you out, guys.